It is Party Time Mom, Off the Rails Thursday. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. Studio 22, Lisa Reynolds in hot seat. Yeah. Now, did I hear it right that your mom actually got on to you for wearing those short shorts on Monday's
She
episode?
She did. And she said my legs are all bruised, that I should have had pantyhose on like a lady. So here they are.
There you go. Are you wearing pantyhose?
Yeah, well, you can, kind of. Light ones, yeah.
I just thought you were tan.
Thanks, Mom.
I don't look at your legs.
Thanks, Mom.
Lisa. Now, Hot News Natalie, different story. She's over there. She's covered by the pug.
I like the bruises. Just are you athletic?
I got kids, and
Oh,
Sydney
okay.
has a dog that's been jumping all over me for a couple days, and I'm a little clumsy. I'm a lot clumsy.
Okay.
Like slow reaction time from my brain all the way down to my feet. It's kind of like a tall.
Jeffy, she's been staying with Sydney Watson, our resident Australian.
Yes.
Host on Blaze.
All right, I know my legs are bruised too. I mean, I am athletic, clearly.
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
bruised. But with these nylons on, it makes
Look
them
at
feel
that.
better.
It's all
You're right.
diabetic socks.
You're right.
That's what I wear.
My knees
Jeffy
are...
Fisher, the host of Chewing the Fat.
And my shorts weren't that short. They were long when I stood up, just not when I sat down.
There you go.
You
Let's
have
get
good
all the
legs.
websites out of the way first. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. ChadOnBlaze.com. That's where you can get all your fun little T-shirts with my face on them and all kind of stuff. And then, of course, BlazeTV.com/Chad. I think that'll take you somewhere. And if you use promo code Chad, I think they give you $10 off your annual subscription to The Blaze. This weekend, I'm going to be at Balcones Country Club, North Austin, doing a little political event, speaking to the folks. I'd direct you to a website, but I don't know it. Anyway,
A political event. Are you
then
running?
Saturday night, going to be at Texas Youth Summit, Conroe, Texas. Going to be speaking there. That's a 3-day event.
Woo, Conroe.
Conroe.
Yeah.
I thought you'd like that. Little shout out to
Home
Conroe.
of the Fighting Tigers.
Yeah.
I may be there too.
You going to come?
Yeah, I may be there.
I think your boss is speaking. There.
Maybe.
Yeah, we won't say who. We won't say who. Well, we're narrowing that sucker down, man. Narrowing that sucker down. I need everybody, though, seriously, to go give us a rating and review, a podcast rating and review. Man, people are just vicious out there. You know that? I mean, people when we read I go to the reviews and I read them because people are so encouraging. Because we only get 5-star reviews because that's what we deserve. I mean, we're way better than stupid.
It's not
here.
like Yelp where you only complain when you're mad because you have nothing better to do.
Yeah, it's not like a
Right.
Yelp review.
Right. This is like, we love your show.
Right.
Because it's such a great show.
Right. See, here's people love to complain, and I get it all day long. Like we have an apparel business. I've had an apparel business for 20 years. Well, the post office right now sucks. It just sucks.
Because it's federally run.
It's run by the government, and so if you send something USPS, there's going to be a delay. It just is. So we always have that 1% of our folks that buy stuff that want to go on my Facebook and be like, how are you going to run the state of Texas if you can't run your business? I ordered a T-shirt from you 3 weeks ago, and I can't get an email response. Like, your email went to spam. I mean, we didn't get it. I mean, there are things that happen. Your thing got routed through Puerto Rico to go to Arlington, Texas. This happens.
Whoa. Don't blame my
hey,
kind.
bro, listen, it's your people.
And by the way, I don't know if you know this, you have a Postmaster General expert on the bar. And he can tell you why the shirts are slowing down.
I have always wanted to be Postmaster General. However, I realized that that's not the job to have. You want to be on the Board of Governors.
That's the deal.
Yeah, the Postmaster General actually answers to the Board of Governors.
Okay.
That's the gig you want.
Yeah. Bring in
Maybe
the
you can
mail.
fix the unions there too, since it takes like 90 days to fire somebody. Then you hold a seat open, and then they still get their job back,
Yeah.
and then they destroy your mail. So
See what happens, folks? I'm just trying to send you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do business with you. We got
true.
the Postmaster General. We got the Board of Governors. We got the what you just said.
The unions?
Yeah.
I used to do casework for a congressman, so I would deal
There
with the
you go.
post office, and I learned about all the problems with their unions. It's bananas.
But I do have people who come and they're like, I mean, we've yet to have a person whose problem didn't get solved, right? They're like, oh, your business must be horrible. You're reading the 1%.
Give them a couple extra stickers.
Those are the
Make
people
them
that
happy.
complain. And look, you have a right to complain. I get that. We want to make sure we wouldn't know about it if we didn't get a message from you. And so, anyway,
We
I
can't
say all
fix
that to
it
say,
unless we know.
leave that, just the good stuff on the podcast review. What'd you say, Jeffy?
We can't fix it unless we know.
That's right.
It's clear you're the victim, and people are just victim
We're out to
shaming you.
get you. We are withholding your T-shirt. Anyway, it happens. And I mean, people are like, well, I emailed you. Well, I'm talking to you right here on Facebook. I'm sorry I didn't respond to we didn't respond to your email.
You know what you're doing right now? You're encouraging people to hit up your Facebook more than your email.
Hold on, I have his phone
It
number.
ain't going to change.
Here's his phone number.
Trust me, it's insanity. It's insanity out there. Hey, how you know when you're ready to do something about your receding hairline and your bald spot? Well, it's when you look in the mirror and you see that you're losing your hair. It's time, folks. I got an easy thing for you to do. Keeps. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of their competitors. Hundreds of thousands of guys trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention. There's the expensive stuff you can go to the doctor and get, or you can try Keeps.com. They're going to provide you with a doctor-recommended prescription of the generic version of the same medication, so it is about half the cost. The beauty of this is you can get Keeps right there from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go to the doctor. You can snap a couple of pictures of your hair and answer a few questions online. They will prescribe what you need, and they'll even deliver it discreetly, which I don't know why they do, because your neighbors know that you're losing your hair. Go to keeps.com/lost. This stuff really works. I mean, if y'all have seen Jason Buttrell lately, that guy, he is a walking Keeps illustration. The dude was bald last year.
The before.
The dude.
The before. Yeah, the before.
No,
picture,
I'm the before picture. I'm the before picture. Buttrell was bald last year. Keeps.com. Got his hair back. Keeps.com/lost. Go there today and don't move. We'll be right back. That is right, folks. We are back. Our good friend Clay Clark is with us on the show, coming in by Skype. God bless technology. ThriveTimeShow.com. Clay, how you doing, buddy?
Brother, I'm fired up, and I find myself wishing that I had facial hair equal to yours, because if I did have facial hair of that quality, I would be in charge of at least a planet or a small country at this point.
Clay, listen, what I tell people is you can always tell if I'm gaining weight based on the facial hair I allow to stay on my face. It hides my double chin. So anyway, good to see you, man. You're going all across the country. You're doing these rallies and these health and freedom conferences. I'm going to do a few of them with you. Appreciate you inviting me. Tell me about what's going on with these rallies.
Well, what happened is General Flynn, Mike Lindell, Patrick Byrne, Lynn Wood, a lot of these people have gotten to be my friends this year. And I was joking with you about facial hair, but people in America are looking for strong leaders. I mean it. I mean, you people who are looking for strong leaders, people who believe in the Second Amendment, people that have facial hair, people that are strong, people that don't back down from their principles, people that understand that freedom isn't free, people that are not going to back down and give in to this liberal Marxist communist agenda. And these conversations led to what we called fireside chats. And so Lynn Wood and I were doing fireside chats, and the fireside chats went so viral that Parler was removed from the Amazon web servers. Amazon literally removed Parler, in part because those fireside chats were just dropping knowledge bombs that the mainstream media doesn't want you to hear about. And so I called General Flynn, and I really felt like God was calling me. And I know God didn't speak to me directly, and God's never told me before, hey, you should do a Reawaken America tour. I've never had that feeling before, and it's kind of a reluctant thing, Chad, because once you decide to do this, there's a lot of details, there's a lot of hit pieces, there's a lot of mainstream media attacks that will happen, actually death threats when you do something like this. But I called General Flynn. I said, General Flynn, I feel like God wants me to do a Reawaken America tour where we kill the spirit of fear. We share the truth that the models that said that 2.2 million Americans would die from COVID-19, those models are false. The PCR tests are falsely calibrated to inflate the number of cases, and COVID-19 is 100% treatable. And then we should share the truth, medical fraud, election fraud, religious fraud, share the truth, and then give people a call to action. Get people in touch with the doctors that can treat them effectively, get them in touch with lawyers that'll help them fight back, get them in touch with organizations that are not controlled by the deep state, and give people an action plan, which is to get back to God and get back involved. And he said yes. He said, yeah, I know. I think we should do it. And I said, oh, you think we should do it? So here we are, Chad. I committed to do 7 of these. And the first one we did was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And if you can believe it, 45,000 people requested tickets to an event in Tulsa, Oklahoma in April. 7.1 million people streamed the event. And then we went on and did another event in Tampa, where we had almost 9,000 people there in Tampa, Florida. We did another one in Anaheim, and I'm not sure if the conferences are that good or if it's just that it's the only conference you can go to during a scamdemic. And so when you have Sidney Powell, Bobby Kennedy Jr., Mike Lindell, Pastor Mark Burns, Lynn Wood, Simone Gold, Jim Caviezel, he played Jesus, and now you joining the tour. I mean, people are fired up about this. And Chad, we tell people if you're in a tight spot financially, you can name your price. So if anybody out there goes to thrivetimeshow.com, right now I'm looking behind me. We have 34 tickets left. Our team is kind of walking around behind me here. We have 34 tickets remaining for Colorado. We have 415 left for San Antonio, and we are selling out fast for our final event in Dallas, Texas. And it's a 3-day festival where you can go out, experience patriots that love the country. You can learn the truth about election fraud, medical fraud, religious fraud, and you're going to leave with a call to action, connections. You're going to leave empowered, inspired, and with an actual game plan that is actually viable.
Yeah, and with so many of these folks that you've listed out, we all know you've dealt with it, the deplatforming, the censoring, the silencing of conservative voices. You know, they want to call you a whack job. They call all of us crazy, right? We're just a bunch of people that just want to, instigate a lot of trouble. That's not the case, and thousands of people are showing up at these conferences. They realize the importance of getting this truth out there and hearing these important voices speak. You mentioned you can go to thrivetimeshow.com. You've got the September 24th and 25th. You're going to be in Colorado Springs, right? Then,
yes, sir.
Then in San Antonio, Texas, November 11th, 12th, and 13th. Then in Dallas, Texas, December 10th, 11th, and 12th. I'm going to be with you in San Antonio. I'm going to be with you in Dallas. I can't wait, man. I'm just excited because here's the thing. You put your money where your mouth is, right? You're a serial entrepreneur. You're a successful author. You've done a ton of stuff. You're a great marketer. You're a great business guy, great promoter. But you had a conviction to do this. You put your money where your mouth is. You footed the bill for this and said, we're going to have these events.
Well, let me tell you this. This is actual funny. I'm married and I have 5 kids, okay? And behind me, I have a big team of my life, if I could condense it and explain to people what I do for a living, I have 160 clients that pay me to help them grow their businesses. Mm-hmm. And Chad, combined, they do about $4 billion a year of business, okay? And so my wife asked me, we're driving down the road by a quick trip convenience store, and she says, honey, what are we going to do with with COVID-19? This is in January 2020. What's our response going to be? What are we going to do? Now, Chad, that question is heavy on me because whatever advice that I tell my clients, think about how many thousands of employees are affected by that. I mean, my recommendation or decision will impact Oklahoma's largest home builder, some of Oklahoma's top medical practices. I mean, there's a lot of people that will be impacted. And I told my wife, I'm going to do my research. And when I discovered that the models that said that 2.2 million Americans would die are false, the PCR tests are false, the treatments are 100% real. And by the way, the technology in the COVID-19 vaccines was patented before COVID-19 was a thing. And the CDC is calling for the implementation of what they call green zones. Folks, the CDC, look it up right now in DuckDuckGo or Google, type in CDC green zones. The CDC is calling for the implementation of Nazi-style concentration camps. I have 5 kids. So you might say, wow, Clay, you're brave. I think it's actually a weird form of, I don't even know what you would call it. If you're somebody who's going to think you're going to ride this out by not speaking out, every single patriot needs to speak up. I believe God is calling all of us to speak up. And so when I told my wife we're going to do this event in April at Rhema Bible College, and people could choose their price, she's saying, people can choose their price? And I said, oh, yeah. And Chad, when you see the tickets come through, my wife looks at the numbers and it's like $7, $8. People are buying a ticket to a 3-day festival for $12. And my wife is going, did God tell you this? Or do you really feel good about this? Because mathematically speaking, I just want you. I said, baby, I promise you. Well, then a little bit later, Chad, a woman called and said, hey, has anybody been doing a scholarship? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she says, well, I would like to pay for some tickets. I can't go, but I want to buy a few tickets for people in need. And Chad, you started seeing the American spirit rise up, and people were supporting each other, and the people that needed to be there were there. But yes, one of the speakers, it cost me $81,000 just for their security and their travel.
Wow.
And you go, how many $8 tickets do you have to sell to pay for that? And so we tell people, if you go to timetofreeamerica.com or thrivetimeshow.com and you book a ticket, we tell people if you can afford to pay $250 to attend a 3-day festival, we would love for you to do it.
Yeah.
But if you can't, you pay whatever you can pay. And God put me in a great spot. I have a dog training business that's actually the most successful dog training franchise in Texas. and people go to Tip Top Canine all the time. And thankfully, thousands of people hire us to train their dogs. And thankfully, thousands of people get their haircuts at my business, and thousands of customers every day get their carpet cleaned from OxyFresh that I work with. And so God has blessed me, and more people than ever are buying from my brands. I mean, we're selling Tip Top Canine franchises left and right. Our OxyFresh franchises are selling. Everybody's buying. People are being supportive of my other companies. People, Chad, are literally coming into the elephant in the room, my haircut chain, and not even getting a haircut. They're just saying, hey, I'd like to pay for a haircut, but I'm not going to get one. I want to support you guys. So God is showing up and showing off, and all God asked me to do was to take us the first step. And I encourage everybody out there, whether you feel called to be the next governor as you're doing, whether you feel called to speak out at the school board, whether you feel called to get involved with your kids' lives. Last night, my wife and I and our kids, we're doing a Bible study, and I'm just calling myself out. I am literally calling myself out. I have to repent in front of all your listeners here, because until January of 2020, think about what a horrible person I am. I had one of the most successful podcasts in terms of the downloads. We hit number 1 on iTunes 6 times. Okay. We got Wolfgang Puck. We got John Maxwell. We've got Damon John. I mean, really the who's who of business is on my show on a daily basis. And I never, ever would talk about religion or politics. I actually said, Chad, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com on iTunes, you can see it says Thrive Time Show, Business School Without the BS, which meant I would never talk about religion or politics. And I did that because I was a very weak person who was coasting on the freedoms that our founding fathers fought for. Here I am enjoying capitalism. I mean, in America, if you work hard, I grew up poor, and I was able to build a successful company because of the freedoms that were given to me by men and women who died on our shores fighting for our freedoms. And here I am, hiding from being politically incorrect, hosting a show that was kind of like Jim Gaffigan meets business. People laugh a lot. They have a good time. But here I was refusing to ever speak out. I wasn't leading my family in the ways of the Lord. I would take them to work. I would take them to church, but I wasn't leading my family to really know the gospel. And you think about what God's doing in the Clark family. Now in our family, we're doing a Bible study last night. I've turned my building into a church because all the churches in Tulsa were shut down. Almost every church was shut down. So on Thursday nights, we started a church called the Remnant Church, where Pastor Leon Benjamin, I fly him out to Tulsa every week from Virginia. He's a former Trump advisor. He flies out to Tulsa every week. He happens to be a black pastor. And our building has now been turned into the Remnant Church. And God just said, use every tool you have to help save this country. And so my building is now a church on Thursday nights. My podcast shares the truth. My entire team has been turned into the Reawaken America team. We're teaming up with Charisma Magazine to do a documentary series about what's going on. I'm on the phone with great guys like you. I'm on the phone with General Flynn, Mike Lindell. My day, I'll tell you this. You talk about Tucker was worried about the NSA recording his calls. This is a true story. I was on the phone with Sidney Powell. Then I'm on the phone with Lynn Wood. Then I was on the phone with Mike Lindell, and then General Flynn. In that order, I'm on the phone with 4 of the people right over the target. And then I go to call my wife, and my phone will no longer dial out. I literally couldn't dial out. And I'm going, what? And I couldn't get text messages. And I go to the T-Mobile store, and they said, sir, your phone's been put on it. You're going to have to, I think it's restricted. And I'm like, my phone's restricted? What does that mean? So I had to switch phone numbers. I mean, we are in a war for the very saving of America. I mean, we're talking about the Statue of Liberty's up to her nose in water right now. She's treading, Lady Liberty's treading, and we have to fight back. So I encourage everybody, get to timetofreeamerica.com, get your tickets to one of these events, and find your lane. These 2 women came from Iowa, Chad. They came from Iowa. They met General Flynn. I introduced them to Dr. Sherwood, who you know, and to Dr. Jim Meehan. And these 2 doctors, General Flynn and these 2 ladies, they ended up teaming up with the governor of Iowa to put into law that mask mandates are no longer allowed. So people are they're gaining the truth and they're turning it into action. I'm hearing of school boards left and right that are lifting their mask mandates as a result of the conversations that they had at these events. So these events are not about me. They're not about we. They're all about he, as in Jesus Christ. And if we're going to save this country, we've got to flip this country red with the blood of Jesus, not with the red of the rhino Republicans. We've got to flip this country red with the blood of Jesus. My thesis is we need Jesus. We got to get on our knees and say, dear Jesus, please forgive us of our sins and help us to recalibrate, to refocus, to recommit, because we can't talk about how we're sad we're losing our God-given rights if none of us are right with God. Everybody, including myself, we all got to repent and get right with God. And I just tell everybody out there, if God can use me, he can use you.
I love it, dude. Hey, listen, I'm excited to be with you, Clay. Every time I'm on the phone with you, dude, I get excited. You connect me with a ton of great people. You're constant encouragement, and I'm looking forward to it. Folks, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Got all the information about the upcoming Reawaken America tour. See us in one of those cities near you. Jump on an airplane. Come be with us. Hey, before we go to break, folks, is the failure of the Biden administration making you nauseous? It is me. Are you feeling nauseous on your commute right now? All those trains, subways, and bumper-to-bumper traffic making you sick to your stomach? You've got to check out Relief Band. Relief Band is the #1 FDA-cleared anti-nausea wristband that has been clinically proven to quickly relieve and effectively prevent nausea and vomiting associated with motion sickness, anxiety, migraines, hangovers, morning sickness, chemotherapy, and so much more. The product is 100% drug-free, non-drowsy, and provides all-natural relief with 0 side effects for as long as needed. It basically simulates a nerve ending there, and it puts the pressure, blocks the signal to your brain. The brain is sending to your stomach telling you that you're sick. The technology was originally developed over 20 years ago in hospitals to relieve nausea for patients, but now through Relief Band, it's available to the masses. Anyone who deals with nausea knows how awful it is. Even if you don't get nauseous often, suggest you try Relief Band for the anxiety benefits alone. Not a product you want to miss out on. It will give you peace of mind. You don't have to worry about nausea or anxiety again. The world's opening back up. Don't let the fear of nausea keep you incapacitated, folks. So right now, Relief Band has an exclusive offer just for my audience. Go to reliefband.com. Use promo code WATCHCHAD. You get 20% off plus free shipping and a no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee. Reliefband.com. Use promo code WATCHCHAD for 20% off plus free shipping. Be right back. Clay Clark is a cool dude. He's a different cat now. He doesn't slow down. He's a hustler, that's for sure. You start talking to him, but it's like trying to take a sip out of the fire hydrant. ThriveTimesShow.com is his website. Check it out. Come see us at one of those events for real. He's connected me to a ton of great patriots out there. We've just had Dr. Mark Sherwood on the show. That's all because of Clay Clark. We're going to have Dr. Mark back on again soon. Just talked to him the other day. Sherwood.tv/chat. I think that's the website. Yeah, I've got to look that back up. That's okay. Speaking of doctors, infectious disease expert. I have a hard time saying that without laughing. Infectious disease expert. You remember back, of course, Anthony Fauci. He killed a lot of people in the 80s with AIDS, right? We don't worry about stuff like that. Nah, you guys should go back and watch Dallas Buyers Club. You remember the McConaughey deal about the thing where the FDA didn't want, the government did not want them getting treatment for the AIDS virus, and so he started going to Mexico or wherever it was, and he'd come back and he was operating out of that hotel, basically practicing medicine there and treating people with AIDS, and the government was like, "No, well, remember who that was? That was Dr. Fauci." That was Dr. Fauci.
No, that long ago? Come on.
Yeah, man. He's been there for 700 years.
I wonder what illegal drugs he's using, not FDA-approved drugs he's using to stay looking that young, because he should look a lot older than that.
He should look a lot older.
He should look a lot older.
900.
I bet you there's some non-FDA regulated stuff on the market, youth stuff.
But I love how people come at you and they're like, oh, you guys are using dewormer to fight COVID. And I'm like, yeah, but you gave Matthew McConaughey an Oscar for playing Dallas Buyers Club. Isn't that funny, the hypocrisy that's there?
And by the way, they conflate that, cows don't take medicine that cows and horses take. Yeah. Very few people are going to the feed store and getting their medicine.
Right.
We're talking about what the doctor is prescribing for humans.
Exactly.
I can't.
It's just like accusing Trump of saying just inject bleach in your veins. People have no sense of humor whatsoever. But anyway, Fauci says we could return to a semblance of normalcy by when? Spring of 2022, as long as vaccination rates climb.
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated, people, so we can get back to normal.
This guy. The boss of me.
Over the course of the preceding 17 months, Fauci moved the goalpost for the U.S. rebound on several occasions. So
right in time for the midterm elections, so they can have more mail-in ballots.
Just right there for the mail-in ballots. It's amazing how this works. When you give dictators control, they don't give it back. They don't give it back.
Really? Has history proven that? Do we have anything in history that
I seem to have read something about it online. Jeffy.
right.
It's funny how that. But what we've taken it to a whole new level because we're turning everybody into little dictators. Like if it's the employer, it's the board of directors, the CEO, the whatever. Everybody's telling you what you've got to do.
They think they're going to have a seat at the big table.
Just to live in their world.
Yeah.
Right. So, if we can't get through this winter and get the overwhelming majority of people who have not been vaccinated, I hope we could start to get some good control in the spring of 2022.
That's a really bad New York accent. I'm sorry.
Horrible.
I'm from the Northeast.
Well,
so.
he's a really bad New York human.
Well, he's just, yeah.
Or wherever he's from.
He's gross.
Do you see that Cuomo left his dog? I just have to go back to that. Cuomo left his dog.
Yeah, he did.
At the mansion.
But it was just because he was going on vacation. And
Was that, yeah, well,
he wasn't
permanently.
just going to leave it.
Yeah.
That's all.
The American Medical Association is calling for the public and private sectors to impose COVID-19 vaccination mandates. I just don't understand how people psychologically can fall for this tyranny, the mandates. Like, we're just going to start pushing, and you're just going to buy this crap, hook, line, and sinker. The Big Brother told you to do it.
Well, it's for your safety and mine.
Well,
that you get vaccinated. I don't know why it's so hard for you to understand.
Oh,
that's their idol.
Insanity.
Government will fix all your problems.
Folks, I've been saying it for over a year now. It's the religion of safetyism. The totem was the mask. Now it's the vaccine, right? Like that is the ultimate crucible right there for whether or not you truly are worshiping at the altar of me, myself, and I, and my safety. It's insanity. It's going to get crazy. New York City proof of vaccination program also requires people to show IDs to help reduce fraud. Council member says, I thought IDs were racist.
They are.
Aren't IDs racist?
They are. Don't you know that? Like
now we're requiring these folks. And guess what? Guess in New York City? Guess who's not getting vaccinated? The black and brown community.
Oh, yep, those people.
Those people.
Yep, those people.
Amazing. New York City requires certain establishments to make people furnish proof they've received at least one COVID-19 vaccine dose in order to enter.
But you don't have the immunity until you get your second one anyway. So what's that helping anybody?
Yeah.
You have slight immunity, and if you've already had COVID, one booster shot should up your efficacy rate in that.
It should.
No,
it should. It won't. Now, they're already saying that with the double dose, they started out with it dropping to like 86%, and now they're saying, no, you know what, 66%. So let's get that third shot in there.
Well, as we talked about yesterday, they're putting ankle bracelets on the athletes in Washington State to make sure. They're basically little shock collars that make sure that you know that those athletes can't come into, what do you call them, proximity monitors.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
you
dare
might
you
need
call
one of
them?
those for yourself.
You never know. I am Hansi. The school. I got news yesterday from the East Texas. They're doing it in the small towns in East Texas too.
They're doing what?
Mandating the masks on these kids, making sure that these kids, all these little towns. The Pentagon officially orders all active service members to be vaccinated. Lloyd Austin, our super woke defense secretary, or as Joe likes to call him, the general. I don't know why I keep calling him the general.
I don't know, because you can't remember anything. The old fart.
I always want to call him the general. He's the secretary. He ordered all military members to begin receiving the coronavirus vaccine.
Chad, do you have to be vaccinated to go into the Capitol? Because my understanding was no.
No, you do not have to be vaccinated.
But our military needs to be vaccinated.
Yeah, but don't you have to be tested, though?
No.
To go in the Capitol?
No.
Huh.
I work there every day.
Okay, so just to be clear.
I'm a liar. No,
just to be clear, you do not.
Every individual office that works there has their own set of rules or whatever, and there is guidance by the attending physician, but you do not have to. You have to be. They want you to be masked now, or they'll escort you out of the building.
Okay.
But there's no proof of vaccination. You don't have to be vaccinated. None of that.
The heart of our leadership, even though it's being mandated, in tentacles everywhere else. There is no rule right now that they have to be vaccinated to go in there.
Correct.
But he's made it, President Biden has made it mandatory.
Federal employees.
At the White House, right?
I don't know if he made it mandatory at the White House. I don't think so. There was talks, I think, about some federal mandate, but House, GS employees are different than like House employees because they.
But our
go off the
military
MRA.
has to be vaccinated.
Yeah, but apparently our military does.
How is this not a question?
Well,
Oh, there's ask Nancy Pelosi. She's the one in charge.
You guys.
Yeah.
yeah, well.
Well, look,
Yes,
sure, you know,
Nancy.
your little freedom thing is cute and everything. But get vaccinated.
No.
Okay?
No.
Well, let me see.
There's no point.
The
I just had it. I got over it. I'm fine. I got antibodies. No.
so
See?
y'all know Clay Jenkins, our favorite Dallas judge.
Oh yeah, he's great. He
Dallas
is.
judge
I
sides
love
with
him.
Jenkins. Says Abbott can't enforce mask mandate ban. That just broke yesterday. The decision from Judge Tanya Parker to issue a temporary injunction will likely be appealed first to the Fifth Court of Appeals in Dallas, later to the Texas Supreme Court. So, you know, I mean, why even have a governor, really? I mean, if you can't mandate anything,
But there's a bunch of those
can't
appeals
eliminate
going on everywhere.
mandates.
There's a bunch of those appeals going on everywhere.
Appeal.
It's going to
Everything's
be in the court. This will
nonstop with the courts.
multiple states. I think Utah, somewhere else. There's a bunch of them.
Listen, if you would just get vaccinated,
Thank you.
we wouldn't be having this issue.
Am I the only person not getting the vaccine here? Did you get the vaccine?
We don't ask
You know what?
those
It's none
questions.
of your business.
Those are not questions we
HIPAA
ask,
violations, right?
Lisa. We don't disclose our medical history.
That's right.
Nor should you.
But just get vaccinated.
No.
We don't have to talk about it. Just do it. Okay? It's
I'm not a
Thank you.
vaccinator. If you want to get it, go for it. But don't tell me I have to.
It
Yeah.
really is simple.
Okay. Whatever.
It really is just
You get
that.
it, you're protected, right? So it doesn't matter if I am sick.
Yeah.
and you
Well,
get it.
my safety is important too, and you can just spread it. And if it comes to me, if you're doing your little breathing thing close to me, no.
I'm going to come sit right over there next to you for the rest of the show.
Proximity sensor
Thank you.
for Lisa Reynolds, folks. Hang tight. We'll be right back. So, it's a horrible situation in Afghanistan. Obviously, don't have to tell you that. Just this story was a reminder of. I mean, you're dealing with animals. You're dealing with animals. These are not human beings.
You can't say that.
I can say it.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I can say it. They're going door to door, forcing people to give them food and cook for them. The Taliban. One woman was set on fire because she was accused of bad cooking for Taliban fighters. I mean, this is
Evil. That's pure evil.
yeah,
100% pure
yeah.
evil.
This is insanity. But that's okay. MSNBC, they've got a solution here. Play that. Maybe.
If you step back and you look at what is going on, this is the United States after 20 years. This war used to be called Operation Enduring Freedom.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
it's turned out not to be enduring, and they're not leaving behind a society that is free. It is only free according to what the Taliban says it will be free. If the Taliban promises that it will be free. So you could also look at this as a tremendously humiliating moment of American humiliation, forced to leave on the Taliban's clock and with the Taliban's good graces. So tactically it makes sense, but I'm not sure how history will. I think history will judge this moment as a very dark period for the United States.
Amen.
You think? You
Is that
think?
MSNBC? Because I'm shocked again.
Yeah.
Trillions of dollars spent, $85 billion in technology and weaponry left in the hands of the Taliban, 20 years of fighting and security and all of this going on, so you could transition the government from the Taliban to the Taliban. You think it's a failure, MSDNC?
But you can hear him tripping over the truth. Like he's just
Like
not
it
used to
tastes
talking.
bad in
He's
his
like,
mouth.
"Wow, wow."
Biden's approval rating crashes to 41%. Who the hell is approving of Joe Biden? Who? I mean,
The people that watch MSNBC.
like I go online, I'm like, give me somebody, anybody, bring out your dad. I mean, give me somebody that approves of Joe
the
Biden.
brainwashed people that watch MSNBC. Have you ever
I don't
watched
know
their
though, because
stuff?
this Afghanistan debacle has lost
Yes.
the MSNBC, CNN crowd. I mean, even they realize.
You should see some of the like comments that we get like on Facebook and things like that, and they sit there and say, "Well, there's no easy way to get out. We're tired of being a more like there's no easy way." But this is a humanitarian crisis. They don't care now. They don't care now. They don't care about humanitarian issues now. They're brainwashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are. There's plenty of them. I see it every day. They're brainwashed.
Well, I like a little segment that we do in this block of the show called "Make Chad Feel Guilty."
Make Chad feel guilty.
Because I am not woke at all. I do have a book coming out. You can pre-order it right now. Am I Crazy? An Unapologetic Patriot takes on the insanity of today's woke world. We're actually going to have a Talk Shop Live event. Go to talkshoplive.com. You can actually find a link in my Instagram. I'm going to talk to you live about answering questions. We're going to talk about how to get autographed copies of the book, all the fun stuff.
Are there pictures in the book?
There's no pictures, sadly. I couldn't find an illustrator. It would just be penis drawing.
You need a book with pictures.
Yeah, I probably do.
Yeah.
That's
Pop
next. But let make me feel guilty. What woke me with some TikTok? Come on.
Oh, my name's Josh. I use they, them pronouns in English, y ella en español, and I got a lot of questions like this. So how do I bring this up to my teacher? How do you talk to colleagues about it? How do people respond to you? So where I work, everybody was really receptive. They wanted to learn more about it. It's been a slow process, but they're learning more and they're integrating it. And this is across languages. So I feel super lucky. However, I know that's not the case for a lot of people. All I can say is that try to talk to your teacher about it and explain to them that this is what non-binary people are doing in the language, and that by not including language like this in the classroom, it's making people who are non-binary or maybe are non-binary and they don't know feel unsafe, and that it's actually transphobic, and that they're excluding people's identity in the classroom and making them not feel safe when using that language. So that's all I can say. It's really difficult if people are resistant to it. But
I wonder how they would feel in Philly with like knives, right?
I didn't understand a word. I don't what.
I mean,
I really don't understand.
Translinguist now.
But what was he pushing?
That's if you're this person's oppressed, right? If you're a dude walking around with pink eyeshadow, you're not oppressed.
And butterflies in your hair.
And what?
And butterflies.
Little butterflies.
In your hair.
Yeah, you're not oppressed.
Yeah, but it's not even about the oppression. They don't feel safe. Like, what don't you feel?
Yeah, I mean,
what
obviously
don't you feel
safe
from? Have you ever been in any kind of danger in your entire life?
Everyone at my work was receptive. Now it's been a slow process.
But I feel like if he had that get up in Afghanistan,
then you would feel unsafe.
Then you might feel unsafe.
Then you might feel unsafe. Try that out.
This is these people that walk around with glitter coming out of their ass and butterfly wings on, and they want to talk about, oh, I feel unsafe. Stop marginalizing. I mean, stop being a weirdo. Like, don't say don't say I'm just like you. Look, I've been to the pride parades. I've seen.
Why do you gotta act
You're
like
not
that
just like me.
He didn't
Who
look
talks
that
like
bad.
that? Like that, you have to make yourself talk like
that. You
do,
and that's why I've always said these men who try to be so effeminate, they're way more effeminate than women ever dreamed of being.
I don't know straight women that talk like that.
None.
Zero.
None. Nobody's got the little dainty wrist or anything like that. It's like somewhere you became a Victorian princess. You still pee standing up. Maybe you choose to sit down. I don't know.
My Little Pony cartoon character or something like that. That's more that's not feminine at all.
Yeah, you're a Teletubby or whatever that. I don't know.
Remember the Teletubbies? They were awful.
Yeah, I wonder if those people are scented. Like if you scratch them, do they smell like strawberries?
We can only hope.
I mean,
that would be a positive.
I'm scared of what they might smell like. I don't know because I know what they've been doing.
Yeah,
but I don't know what that person was talking about. So I still don't. I'm not woke enough, Lisa. That's the deal. I'm not woke enough. We don't
need people to be woke.
You know, I've said over and over again, Jeffy, I said, it's the plan. China's going to take over. They're trying to feminize our men. They call masculinity toxic. Alpha males are a threat. They want everybody to be beta cuck soy boys so the Chinese can come in and bring their little short-ass warrior selves in here, climb our tall women. They can mate them, and they have a whole new Mongol race.
Does appear to be working.
They're going to be climbing you.
They're going to climb you.
That will not
Lisa
happen.
Page, you're just going to eye to eye, just walk right up to her.
Right.
All 4'8" of her.
I'm from Philly. That would never happen.
I'm telling you, the Chinese, it's a plan. They make the men weak so they can come in here and sex up our gene pool.
My wife is too. It would never happen to her. But, if I'm in a mood, go ahead and climb.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, you'll learn to the CCP. You'll learn. One thing that's just as good as a long-legged woman wrapped around you is a short-legged girl trying. That's I'm telling you. Oh, so much misogyny in this room.
I can't take it.
I can't stand
You're
it.
so toxic, Chad.
I am so toxic.
So toxic, I can't breathe.
I'm so toxic.
You know
I'm
what would help
scared.
your breathing is vaccination.
Are you saying that you have a lump in your throat and perhaps some phlegm? It's not strep throat, Lisa. It's the vid.
I already had the vid.
Just get vaccinated.
No.
But I've talked about this. You know, you lost a friend. I mean, that's something that's like an obstacle course. If you're going to get the vaccine, get tested first to make sure you don't have
The vid.
the non-symptomatic
Right.
COVID.
Correct.
How about you talk to your doctor and not just go to CVS or Walgreens? How about you talk to your doctor
Right.
and not just like walk in somewhere? Why?
Maybe don't walk into the Chris Stapleton concert and just go, oh, there's somebody giving vaccinations. I should do it.
Right by the ATM.
Right there. It was right there.
I'll have a Miller Lite and some Pfizer.
I mean,
Supersize it.
Yeah.
okay.
Exactly.
Supervise it.
Exactly.
I mean, if I can get a Blizzard at Dairy Queen,
This is.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Listen, the stuff they're doing to get people to pump this crap in their bodies.
Right? Offering ramen to inmates.
Yeah, ramen
Yes.
to inmates. You
Ramen
get some
to inmates
noodles
for the vaccines. Yeah.
Now, is it weird that we have a Chinese coronavirus and we're going to give them Chinese noodles as a reward for taking
are they
the Chinese vaccine? I
Something
took
about
it. It's
top
fine.
ramen.
You don't want to take it. Don't take it. It's fine.
Yeah, sure, you got your freedoms.
I mean, you're free. You do what you want to do. You got your freedom.
I'm
In
just saying,
prison.
get the vaccine. I did.
Yeah.
Quick and easy.
Just go get it. Oh my gosh.
And are they getting what? Are they getting beef or chicken?
Beef is the good flavor. As long as it's
Is
not
it?
top ramen, that
that's
marijuana one, it
not
doesn't
really
have that nasty
true,
aftertaste.
but-
Beef. I like ramen quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
a
in.
fan.
And they're coming out with the pumpkin spice this season too.
That's weird.
I'm out on pumpkin spice.
That's weird.
I'm like
Pumpkin spice. You
Pumpkin spice
just
ain't it?
turned in your white supremacy card
Boy,
right there.
no kidding.
You're not a white girl.
Okay.
A white girl in D.C. that doesn't like pumpkin spice. You kidding me right now?
I don't.
Come get her, China.
Climb up.
We'll give you a step stool.
I
know
like
what?
fall. I just
You know
don't
what?
like the taste too sweet.
Don't get the vaccine.
You know
Yeah,
what? Just die
They don't want me to
already.
No,
Hang tight. We'll be right back.
I don't like.
Oh, get this. Yesterday we learned that New York governor, that's the new one, by the way, acknowledges 12,000 additional COVID deaths that Cuomo had not reported.
Huh.
Surprise.
Ain't that something?
It was sad that they took his Emmy away too.
I took his international
Oh, yeah.
Emmy away.
It was sad that went away.
It's somewhere in the middle of all of that killing.
He was
had
such
time
a
to
good
write a
guy.
best-selling
What
book.
happened?
Oh, my God. He's trash. And you know what? I
Yeah.
defended him for a lot of the sexual harassment thing because a lot of that was just like, okay.
People
I
get
know.
excessive.
Okay.
I'm with you on that, but still, I mean, that doesn't change. Once a douche, always a douche.
Always a douche. And that ain't, I mean, yeah, he's a douche on a
His
lot of levels.
douchery's for a different reason.
Yeah. ChadOnBlaze.com is where you can get some of our show merch. ChadOnBlaze.com. Leave us a rating and review. We got one from Texan for Texas. Chad is for Texas. This is the best podcast out there. Chad tells the truth in a way that makes you want to listen. He truly loves Texas and Texans. Well, Texan for Texas, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Prather2022.com. Shaking it up. And watch Chad.com where all the fun stuff is. Seriously, though, leave us a rating and review. Subscribe to Chewing the Fat podcast.
Oh, I appreciate you throwing me a bone.
You got it. I mean, there's really
I kind of
no...
like Texans.
There's no... He sort of likes Texans.
Okay.
He could take them or leave them. It depends on if you're vaccinated.
Yeah, thank you.
It is a
100%.
vaccinated audience. And you should get some kind of rabies shot just to listen to Jeffy. But fantastic show. One of my favorite things on the interwebs is Chewing the Fat. _ Lisa Beth on Instagram and Natalie Woods 22 on the Instagram. We love you. God bless you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Take care. God bless. Bye.